Alright. Get everything opened up. Be ready in a second, just setting up my to-do and stuff. Tasks. Alrighty. Alright. Ready. Yes. Starting a little late today. We'll get on it quickly. Screen. Bloop. Alrighty. Alright. There's no one watching right now, but this will be uploaded to YouTube later. So, since last time, I haven't worked much on this, so issues that were there last week are still here. Namely, collision with crates just not working. I've had to think about it throughout the week, and likely, you know, the collision stuff we got going on right now is quite flimsy as it is. You know, we've got our little box car, and then we've got some sensor lines around it. But realistically, if someone's going too fast and pushes too much bouncing force or something, then like, you know, each car is going to be separated way more than those lines can detect. So really is kind of hanging on by a thread right now. So I think we're going to be going with a more surefire way of detecting what side a collision happened on, which is going to be instead of just the car being the only physics object, we're gonna have like 4 boxes kind of around it. So kind of like the lines, except they're actually physics objects. So if you run into it, you actually collide with that line next to the car or box or however I make it. So you collide with the box, then an actual collision event will get thrown and it'll go like, alright, they collided with this side. Um, that shouldn't be. Well, I mean, alright, I haven't done anything like that before, so it might take a bit of effort to get right, but I don't think they'll be too horrible. However, I'm not sure if that's something we want to do like immediately. We'll go new and improved Collision detection. Call it 4box. But the other thing I said I was going to do last time was I was going to draw up some sprites. So like, sprites based on new damage system. So if you get hit in the side, sides get dinged in. If you get hit in the front, front gets dinged in. And for that, I probably need some kind of modular sprite where each face looks different depending on how damaged they are. Which, like, if I'm making 4 objects anyway, then perhaps the car will just be made out of 4 objects or something. Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. With 4 sprites, though, it is a bit of a problem because, the Game Maker might handle it alright, but more the issue is that, when I'm like moving around, I gotta make sure all the sprites stay locked in together so it looks like a complete car and not, 4 things bobbing about and, going away from each other, leaving gaps in the picture and stuff. So we'll give that a go. I might bring out Paint first and work out how I'm doing that if we're doing that. Otherwise, I'll draw out how the collision's gonna be. You stretch this out to size. So sorry, I'll write out all the things that we could do today. So, crap. Alright, 1. New collision tech. New collision tech, that's one option. That's something we 100% have to do at some point, but doesn't have to be right now. We could make it an art stream. This will include potentially modular sprites for the car, so you can mix and match them. So all the different sides have got different levels of damages, so the picture should convey that. Also stuff like these brake lights and headlights and stuff, just like fun artsy stuff. What's some other stuff we could do? More cars requires art. Although we could just put that down. Make different kinds of cars. We could flesh out the arena a bit. I could make up the background, but that's also art. There's a lot of art to be done. You'd add final hazards, maybe? Add leftover hazards. The writing kind of fell apart at the end there, but we had the plan to make like some wall hazards, like just little blocks or something, just within the stage that don't move, and pit hazards and stuff like that. So they'll just tick off like a couple of these off the list. Wall damage is something we could probably get done as well. They'll probably come with the leftover hazards though. Making the map that's also artsy. Boost nitros. Bonus damage for big impacts. Randomly generate hazards. So just going through our to-do and seeing what ones of these are interesting. New cars. J-cars collision with hazards. So I think the other option is odds and ends. So that would be, I could add nitros, we could fix some collision stuff, which I did have a little think about this. I think I have an idea of what's happening if any of you have seen me colliding with the corner of the stage and getting flung out. If you haven't, I'm sure I can recreate it. Oh, sorry, that's this one. Oh, sorry, yeah, this J-Cast collisions with hazards is probably the mine not actually having circular collision and stuff. But yeah, the teleporting out of the stage was the one I was initially thinking of when I saw that. Just tried to spell that one in the wrong order, saved it. Weight affects friction. Yeah, these are all parts of just odds and ends. This is not really like a big thing. It's just stuff we can do. Yeah, the odds and ends the fun thing, but if we really want to get some work done, this is these two are probably the most important. Uh, for anyone on YouTube later, there's no one joining yet, so might give people a second to vote. You know, once people actually join. Hopefully they join. Fingers crossed. What can I do in the meantime? Look, see these collision tech and stuff, they're kind of very big themes, so I can't just do that while I'm waiting. Likely, might just do one of these things. Something you can do. I can start just adding the rest of the hazards maybe. I'll start adding the rest of the hazards, and then when people start joining, we can ask what more big project we want to get up to today. Alright, so leftover hazards. Make a new one, we'll save this one. Where are my things? Desktop, social, Twitch, demo. Drawings. What's the date today? 30th. Plan. Oops. Alright, apparently I can't do that. Anyway, I was adding prefixes before this as well. Put underscores instead. Happy? Yes, cool. Alright, new hazards. So the big ones are wall hazard. This one is the big easy one. It's just block. Doesn't move. Till we get wall damage in place, that's all it's pretty much gonna do. I'll add a section for wall damage down here, because that's something I'll probably do as part of this. Yeah, I need a drawing pad if I'm gonna keep doing this, so I can actually write not like a doofus. Alright. Wall. Work at wall damage later. So pits. So big black hole. Will have no physics. So for damage for pits, yeah, usually I would throw this idea to viewers because I'm actually not quite sure how I want to do this, but I think if I fall in, right now we've got a bunch of faces we can do damage to, like we got front, left, right, back, and we also got bottom. So we can't just like deal damage to the car and then pull it out of the pit. But we have to pick where we do the damage to. For falling down to a pit, you could very well damage everything and bring him back up. Or you could just damage the bottom. Could also potentially work. I think the idea of bottom damage in this game is gonna be like the bottom takes a lot of damage from hazards and stuff and isn't that strong. So you know, landing on a mine and stuff deals like 1 damage, but it's a big damage because that bottom's usually pretty, pretty weak. Uh, this isn't super important because we can change this later like so easily. Just instead of, doing, alright, damage bottom, we do damage bottom and damage left and damage right and damage front and damage back. It's not that hard to do. I'll write down both options here. Or 1 damage all. Alright, wall damage. Wall damage. Will deal damage to a side based on how quick they run into it. I think that's like the only way to do a wall. Well, actually, right now we don't really do like how quick you run into it. We just have like a limit to like how fast deals damage and how fast doesn't. So like if you just give like the wall just a little love tap, like you won't take any damage. But if you go on like ramming in, kabam, of course you take damage from whatever side you hit it with. And it takes damage based on like actual like physics calculations. So if I'm going really fast forward but still skimming on the side, I might not take damage because the skim didn't like hit it that hard, even though I'm going really fast. So so we got to damage the colliding face, which is still something I kind of got to work out. So yeah, wall damage might not be implemented until we work out the new collision system, because this will be very easy if I have a block at the front that actually just collided. So, it calls a collision event in the front saying, yeah, I hit a wall, and you just damaged the front. But right now we have the lines and stuff, which isn't quite working, and definitely not working with the crates, so I don't see why I would work with a wall. I don't know what the problem is, so very could work with a wall, but yeah, I have my doubts. Damage or damage. Make the D a bit wonky. Damage, colliding face. We'll just leave that as is because we got on our list. Where is it? Like bonus damage for big impacts. So actually no, I'll put in here based on impact. Wall damage will actually, after we get what face hit the wall, will not be difficult at all. As we've already got a method to calculate the impact of a collision. Just need to have some like for every like 20 kilometers per hour you're going faster, take 1 extra damage from the collision. Or however we're doing that. Yeah. Also the physics of that should be easy as hell. Actually, we already kind of have a wall, don't we? In GameMaker? Objects. OBJ wall. Yes, we literally do. Yeah, what have we got here? Don't have a create event. It's a little funky. Oh, we don't have a wall because it's auto-generated with the level, the collision of the object and stuff. And when we auto-generate hazards, like it would be as well. So I don't think I need to change that at all. I think I just need to make some sprites and then auto-generate hazards. Just means wall's kind of on hold until auto-generate hazards. Pits, however, we can give a go at. That shouldn't be too difficult. should be similar to the mine, probably. Uh, it would be awesome if we could give it a little animation, but I think that's uh, pitfall animation. I think that's like well down the track of to do. So I'm gonna put that right at the bottom. Because really, we'll just make it like disappear and then come back in a second or something. Or maybe we'll give it some iframes and damage it. Probably want it to fall and then get me brought back up shortly. Um, yeah, we'll have to work out how to do that. Yeah, alright. Yeah, we could work that out. It shouldn't be too bad. That might involve working out which side the player fell in though, if we want to put them back on that side. Ooh, and I always get conflicted in times like this because I know there's a proper very good way to do this where I detect that they haven't landed on any obstacles and you know they get revived pretty close to where they fell in. You know, there's all this stuff I could do, but it's really not the priority right now. The priority is just getting pits to work. So I could very well just like put the car straight back to just the left of the pit and give them some iframes. um, I could have an animation of them falling in and stuff, but I think all this stuff is just very extra right now. So I just need to make pits work. Um, yeah. How to do this? Uh, I could add a little boolean to every car. That's just for a I could have two booleans actually. I could have one that's saying whether it's visible or not, which I could put this on any object actually. So like I believe I have. Oh, I don't. Okay. I thought I had an object that like everything inherited. So like if you exist on the screen, you have all these attributes, but it doesn't look like I have that. I might create that actually and then give it a visible boolean, which if that's turned off, so visible is false, then I might have to find a way to skip the draw step, so it doesn't draw it on the screen. Uh, also, I'd add a controllable, or maybe I'd probably add controllable to car, a controllable boolean, and if that's false, just like don't move. It's pretty much the gist. That way I can go like visible off, controllable off, and then the car's just invisible for a bit, and then I'd respawn him back in somewhere. I'd make him visible with iframes, and then I'd make him controllable again. So I'd just go disappear, make it so they can't be controlled. Uh, Probably like shut off whatever like momentum or whatever they had, and then put them back where they are and let them run off again. Uh, I think this is a good thing to implement because it also uh, like if I want to have a cutscene or something, I can make it so the car's not controllable. So you can look at the car, but it's part of a cutscene, so you don't control it. Uh, I don't know. Turning off the visibility of a car could be cool for an invis car. Also potentially like hazards or something uh, during a cutscene could maybe be turned invisible. I don't know, but I think having those things is always useful. Also, welcome. I see someone has joined us. Welcome to the stream. Feel free to lurk, but if you want to get involved with the development stream, you're always welcome to send a message about what crazy things I could add, or any recommendations, or any specific way you want the game to go. Uh, I'll be playtesting the game throughout, so you'll see. Oh, it's you, Pemmels. Okay. Well, same applies to you. You're allowed to yell obscene things at me. Welcome to the stream. You playing Power World right now? I saw that. Hope you're enjoying Power World still. I'm sure your Chromebook's mad, is it? It's not good. Anywho, I'm gonna keep talking out of my arse then. Been talking for the past half hour, pretending like someone's listening. I'm just gonna continue doing that. I know you probably are listening, but use your Chromebook to run the stream so I can listen to you and continue to play. That's nice. Well, I'll be sure to be talking a lot then, so you can hear me ramble about random shenanigans. So yeah, I was talking about the plan today. We're starting with random hazards while we wait for people to determine like a main thing to do today. I'm adorable, am I? Well, better keep it continuing to be adorable. Maybe people want to watch me if I'm adorable. Oh, sorry, I should get back on. I'm using the Twitch app on my phone for the first time ever. Seems to do exactly what I want it to do. It just shows the chat, it shows how many people there are, and it gives me like a couple options, like edit stream info and stuff. I didn't realize this app existed until I found it like already installed on my phone the other day. That's very helpful, very helpful. Yeah, alright. So we're adding, yeah, we do have a lot of variables in here. But adding another variable, actually we're just gonna add them both to car for now, but we can add them to like a global object later. Actually no, I'm not gonna be lazy. Let's make the global object in a second. But we're going to have a we'll have a movable. That might be how you spell movable. Not sure if movable is a word. Equals true. Alright. Movable is gonna be like, it applies to AI and the player, whether they can move the car or not. If they can't move the car, it's just not gonna listen to input. We'll make that global object now. Gonna call it obj game element with underscores, because that's how we've done everything else. Add event, create events, and we're gonna have, ooh, visible already exists. Can be flagged as visible or not by setting this variable to true, visible, or false, invisible. They've already got one for me. Is there anything else that something should have that's not already defined though? A position's already defined. Whether you're visible or not, it's already defined. I might just delete this object. I think actually anything that I need global is already defined by GameMaker, which is very convenient. So, where are we at? That's a collision, I think. Is that a collision? I think it might be a collision. Where we looking? Step. It's where we move the car. If we're going forward or backwards, we're going to add another condition to this. If movable, movable, and they want to move. So if you're allowed to move the car and they want to move, then move. Otherwise, do not. So I can have cutscenes and stuff where they're pressing buttons and it's not going to do anything. Enemy. Enemies, same deal. If instance exists, the player. Now goes to if movable and the player exists. Because there'll 100% be cases in cutscenes and stuff where the enemy exists, the player exists, but I don't want the enemy to move either. Actually, there might be a more global way to do this. Because they're both calling event inherited. What are you doing during this step? Okay, they go through all the healths and see if they're dead. And then they save previous velocity and previous angle position. Previous angle. Not sure if we use this. I can get rid of this later. But I'll keep it for now, because I'm not sure if we're using it somewhere. But I was thinking if like down here, I could do a, like if not movable. Oh, actually no, that's not a good idea. I was thinking if I was gonna I could put if not movable, just like skip the rest of this step. So like, for these people calling event inherited, in event inherited it will go, if not movable, you know, ignore everything here. But that's potentially not a good idea, because step doesn't just have to be for movement. It could potentially be for other things, and other things that may apply, like, when they're not movable. So we won't do that. We won't do that. Just do that. We'll try and put our brackets in a consistent place. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. So that's working. Visible is already something that exists, which is very convenient. Cool. Alright. Well, that's pretty much the stuff we need to do to the car. For falling in a pit. So falling in a pit, when you run into a pit, is probably going to make you disappear. Actually, it'd be cool if like more than half of your car had to be like over it, you know? Like, you know, in a position where your car would actually fall in. Like, it could be like, you could have a third of your car kind of over the pit, but you still wouldn't fall in that case. But if you're halfway in, then your car would just... Whoosh. We could try and work that out. Actually, that's borderline, like, just like simulating a 3D environment, which is not the goal here. So let's just go if you've... Well, I can cut off a bit from the sides, maybe make the hitbox a bit lenient, but you know, if you touch the pit, you fall in the pit. So to start, gonna make a pit sprite, which is not very hard considering it's like just black. Although, you know, we should probably make it a bit more than that. Because really, I think pits should be able to like, you know, extend and be different shapes and stuff. So I'll probably make it modular. You know, like I'll have a pit like this, where it's curving that way, and connect to like a straight pit going down this way, and then, it could be like some wonky tier shape or something. But that wouldn't be one sprite, that'd be multiple connected to each other. Well, I mean, I've got an obvious first sprite though. It's, ye old uh-oh pit. Oh, trying to work out if this would actually be like part of a tile set on the floor. Same with walls, actually. Probably would be. In which case, I'd create the pits in a tile, but then I'd create some hazard objects on top of that tile that he interacts with. Probably. I think that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah. All right. I'll start making our little like tile sheet of pit. Does it look symmetrical? One, two, three. One, two, three. Two, three. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. So we got pit touching no other pits. We got pit touching one other pit. And we'll rotate this all around. Yeah, there's lots of different ways this could go. Or maybe we should math this. Maybe we shouldn't have sprites. Is the collider circular too, or do they even have collision? Uh, yeah, the collider probably would be circular. We haven't gone that far yet. Welcome by the way. Kinocron. Yeah, I'm imagining the collider would be circular kind of in the middle. It'll be a bit lenient, it wouldn't be touching right at the edge. Sinocron. Okay. Soft to see. Yeah, we'll have like a smaller hitbox in the middle, and then like if you're dangling over and touch the hitbox in the middle, then you fall into the pit. Uh, but I think sprites might actually not be the right way to go about this, but instead just like work out a block to make black like during runtime. I'm not sure if I can do that, but we'll try that, I guess. Um, or actually, we'll whip out a paint for this one. Whip out a new paint. Save this. Drawing. What hazards? Does Game Maker support meshes? Not really. I don't think. For physics objects, it has the option to use a convex shape, which you can have 8 points that don't have any concavity to it. But if I have like a wonky shaped what pit, 8 points kind of doesn't cut it. So yeah, the answer is not really. I don't think. I could have a quick research though. I haven't looked that up directly. Meshes Game Maker. Reusable meshes. Cold mesh? system is... Oh, this looks like a... Yeah, this doesn't look like it's, you know, comes with the... with Game Maker. I think it's a new thing. Multiple concave meshes form a convex mesh. Yeah, you're right. We could do that. That is a bit painful though. The game's a bit basic as hell right now, so I don't think, you know, crazy accurate collisions is super necessary. Oh, I cannot move my car. Oh, sorry. That's right. Arrow keys. What? Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh dear. The wall's not working anymore. It's like go-karts. It's supposed to be a demolition derby game. So, you're supposed to like just ram into each other or make people drive over mines and stuff until someone blows up. Yeah, so it's gonna be this kind of gameplay. Go like ram into each other. Gonna be a bunch of hazards around. But I think the plan was to also make it like kind of a roguelike. So, you know, you beat one level with, you know, like mini green car over here, and then you move on to level 2 and maybe there's two guys, or maybe there's a bigger car. Oh hey Chuckley, welcome. Hello Connor, how you going? So yeah, a demolition derby, but it'll be like level after level, and then you can upgrade your car in between, like add little spikes and stuff. Can tiles rotate? Uh, in a tile sheet, I don't know, but I don't think so. Um, all of the objects and stuff in this game are physics objects which can rotate, but I'm not sure about tiles. I don't think so. Also, finally got transferred out of Caringbah. Yeah, Axel let me know that you're just working with you. Are you happy to be out of Caringbah or no? Also, thank you, Connor. I'm glad you think so. Might be good enough to do a 1x1, 1x2, 2x2. Yeah, you're probably right. That's not a bad idea. I guess all this funky I keep thinking of all this funky stuff. We don't need all these funky stuff. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We just need to keep it simple. Uh, we'll put crazy pits right at the bottom of the list if we ever feel like doing that. Alright, so in that case we may as well do it as a sprite. Oh, I mean, I guess we're making the whole tile spreadsheet now. Oh, what color did I make the walls? It's kind of important. I want to keep the colors similar. Wall sprite. We'll import it as a sprite sheet, even though it's not. I just want the colors. Well, this should probably be lighter than the floor. Lighter, darker, probably lighter. But, you know, we'll make the floor lighter and see how it looks. Probably want a bit more ready, maybe. Just make it a bit different. So there'll be a floor. I'll grab this and make it a bit readier as well as... Oh, oops, I didn't copy that color. Make it a bit more ready. And that can be like detail bits, like they can be a little rockier maybe. Bloop bloop, bloop, bloop bloop. That looks like a dick now. Oops. rock-ish. Maybe? Maybe a little bumpy down the bottom. As you can tell, artistic talent is not the... You will not find that here. Yeah, that's a rock. It's rock enough. Make a smaller one here. Could just like draw some lines in it or something. Dirty bits. Just random stuff. Yeah, we'll have that be our normal tile, and we'll start adding our pits. Black hole. Alright, so we'll do our one by one, and it's really looking into the abyss right there. Oh, I think I see what you mean by the tiles rotate. You reckon rotate the sprite 90 degrees or something, and then I just have to make this one. If that works, that'd be a great idea. Means I don't have to draw out just every individual one. Hang on, I'm gonna open another project I have quickly and just look at how the tiling's done there, because I haven't done tiling in this project yet. Objects level. Create. That's got nothing. What? Oh, it's game level. Alright. Do. Alright, what have we got? Tile map set. Floor map ID. Tile map element. Tile mask, Excel, YSL. How do I get this floor map ID? I want to know where I work out the pictures. Got all this stuff here. So this is like a mining game that I'd played around with before. It's random generating like ores and stuff. So I set these equal to like a thing. Oh, sorry, I have a tile set. Ooh, I might not be able to rotate that. Online multiplayer would be nice. The standard game mode will likely be a single player one, but I mean like surely people want to run their cars to each other. uh, that's gonna take some work. Potentially I copy the project and make a version of the game that's single player and a version that's multiplayer. Because I understand in Game Maker that they have inbuilt online multiplayer, but you have to approach the whole like player control system completely differently. So I'm not sure if that's something easily integratable into a project that also has single player, or if it's mainly like a kind of has to be just a multiplayer game. Yeah, so I'm either just gonna add multiplayer to the normal game and we'll have multiple game modes. Either that or I'll make like a second one that, like you download like a file with both of them in it and then you can pick which one you want to play. That's so... The... the... It looks like the tiles might not be able to be rotated. It looks like it's kind of fixed. Because I don't pick a sprite for the tile set to pick. I pick a tile, which is pretty much a tile already set and edited the way it's supposed to be. I don't think you can just grab one of these and flip them around a bit. It would be nice if you could though, that sounds like something that should be able to do. Yeah, oh well I suppose. It shouldn't be that hard. I can just rotate in this editor here. Do it like this. So you got one, got two going that way, two going that way, and then we'll have something like that. Actually, there is a way to do this. Let's just, so no. We're gonna just resize it a little bit. Make this big. Oh, do I want it like that though? I don't think I do. No, never mind, never mind. I don't think I want it kind of like that because the hitboxes might be weird around the corners for that one. Because, you know, I'd be having hitboxes for something like this, but then one of the sprites might be just like a little cut through halfway and then it looks a little funny. What I'll do instead is probably just this, and we'll just have a bit of a boxy pit. I'll just... I like having them in this order, so we're going to do it that way. Alright, so we got just random ground, got pit, pit with another to the right, pit with another to the left, pit with one down, pit with one up, top left pit corner, top right pit corner, bottom left pit corner, bottom right pit corner. Cool. Alright, we'll save this as sprite tile sheet. Save. Save. Export it. Um, Might actually rearrange how this is just because it would make it look good on the at the end. Alright. Blip, blip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns. Save. Alright, let's see how that looks. Sprites. Can we not have it like this? Oh, a bit bigger than that. Alright, I messed up the order of that. Just because I want it looking pretty. Gonna go bam bam. Then we'll have the up part. Then we'll have the top right part. We'll have the top sorry, top left part and top right part. And that's right. We actually don't need these. Then we have up. Alright, that should be good. Save it. Export it. This time is 5 columns. Download. Replace it. Yes, replace. There we go. Look at that. Alright. We have tiles. Alright, we'll add this in the game maker. We need this to not be full screen. Now I need to remember how to turn this into a tile sheet. I imagine it's reasonably straightforward. Let's make a new tile set. Plus tile set. Tile set. Create. Tile set dirt floor. Select sprite. Oops. No. Whoopsies. Sprites. Sprite sheet. There we go. Well, the tiny tiles they just cut it into actually would be good, but no, we want big boy tiles. There we go. Cool. Oh, sorry. What's going on there? What is going on there? Oh, I think... Is the top left tile always supposed to be empty? I think it might. Alright, I guess I probably have to fix that. Alright, Pisco, come back. We need you again. So I'm gonna get a drink of water, but I'll be right back. Be back in a sec. Also got made some dinner with me, that's very nice. Alrighty, let's get our sprite back. Actually I'll load it through the Piskel. Spreadsheet, open, U to the bottom, and new sprite to the top. Alright, save that. Export it again. Yes, replace. Cool, how's it look? Looks fabulous. Looks a bit offset now, but that's fine. Sorry, I need to retract that in. Come back. Demo Derby sprites. I don't know why it keeps going back to that. Alright. Delete this. Yes, delete it. Rename this. And then reset this sprite. Alright. Stuff my face with spaghetti and then we can try and use this. Alright. So, I have a level object already, that's nice. What's it do? Oh, it auto-generates the walls, that's right. Alright. I might need to consult Miner Arcade again. I've already done a tile map thing, this one, as you can see by my funny tiles. Objects, level. Mostly need to know, how do I make a grid? Guess I don't have to, I guess I just do. Alright. It's fine by me. Don't have to define it as a type or something, just gotta put indexes next to it, I suppose. Alright. Var. Actually, we'll. Do we care? No. I think we can have this as a local bit variable for tiles across. Why is that already defined? That doesn't look good. Oh, that's a different tiles across. Oh. Wall tiles across. Where am I using this tiles across and stuff? Oh, here we are. Cool. Alright, make this floor tiles across equals this. Right, divided by 32. Ooh. Don't want the tiles to be bigger than 32 by 32, because 32 by 32 is like the size of my car. No, it should be okay. I think 32 is fine. Right, room width divided by 32. Is that right? It's 32 wide, it has one tile. 64 it has two. Yes. It should be a multiple of 32. I'm trying to make sure of that. When I'm defining my room sizes. Floor tiles down equals floor room height. Let's say 2. Alright, so Alright. Work out how many pits we want. Pit count. We'll make that a list actually. And we'll go two, two, two. We'll go two of each. So that's going. We want one. We want two tiny ones. We want two wide ones, two tall ones, and two big ones. I think that's how you define. Is that how you define an array in this? Define array GameMaker. That looks right. Alright. So go for var iter. We'll call it type. Type iter 0. Type iter is less than length. Array length. Pit count. Plus type iter. So we go through all the different types of pit. Actually, that might not be a good idea because the different types of pits we actually have to organize very differently. Never mind, we'll do them all separately. That's fine. Pit variables. So the plan is now, I'm going to go down through here. I'm going to generate all the one-tile ones. Actually, I might go in reverse order. I'll do the big ones, wide ones, tall ones, single ones. Then I'll just randomly plop them down on the map. But every time I randomly plot one down, I'm going to reserve those tiles as pit tiles. Actually, I might reserve all the ones around it as well as pit tiles. And then if I try and put a pit down on a reserve tile, I'm going to either remove it altogether or I'm going to find another place to put it. That means there's not like two pits touching or like one pit cutting into another pit and making things look weird. Later on, if we're doing funky pit shenanigans, we could just make the overlapping pits just turn into a mega pit. But that's a problem for later. So we'll start with big pits. For var iter equals 0. Iter is less than pit count 0 plus iter. Yeah, sure. That works. Alright, so for as many big pits as we want, put down a big pit. Actually, there's something we have to do first. If I want to reserve pits, I gotta have a... I gotta have like a grid of what's reserved or not. This is another... Hang on. Define a 2D grid. GameMaker. So I want to have a 2D array. It's got a boolean for every tile. If it's on, it's reserved. If it's off, it's not. But to start, I've got to have a grid full of false booleans, but I don't know how to do that yet. Or I'm pretty sure I did do something similar for the mining game, but I don't remember how I did it, so I'm just gonna look it up. Grid create. Here we go. Just ds grid create. When you create a data structure, the index value to identify it as integer starting 0. This means data structures different types can have the same index value. So dot. Okay. Alright, cool. ds grid create. Grid equals ds grid create. And we want it's tiles across by tiles down. Actually, we'll chuck on -2 at the end of these. Actually, no we won't, no we won't. Never mind. I keep changing my mind. It's fun. I was going to put the -2 because there's walls both sides and they make me covering a tile, but they're a bit wonky, so you'll still see the tile underneath. I just need to make sure there's not a pit underneath the wall, because then it'll look weird. And maybe you'll, fall into the wall and it'll look funny. Alright, so with this grid, I want to assign everything is not taken unless it's around the border, because I don't want a pit underneath the wall. Row 0. Row is less than grid dot. So we'll just go less than floor tiles across plus row, and then we'll do the same for column. So we're going through each row and column of the grid. So we're going through, starting from top left, going through all these elements in the top row. We're going to the next row, go through all those elements. Go to the next row, go through all those elements. And we're assigning all of them false unless they're near the edge. Plus some floor tiles down. Plus column. There might be a function for just turning all of the grid elements into one specific thing, but I also got to check for the edges, so I may as well just do it this way, I think. Besides, I don't think under the hood, whatever is assigning everything with the same value is any quicker than doing this. At least much quicker anyway. Alright, so we're going through all of them. Alright, grid dot can I set? I set a grid space. Grid. Do destroy grid width, resize, disk grid set, grid set, index xy value. Okay, so I get grid, I'll put it in here. Then x would be column, y would be row, then value is a condition. Put this in brackets. Or row equal across -1. Now we'll break this step down a little bit. So this variable is assigned true or false based on whether it's in the top row or the bottom row. I'm gonna have another one, left or right, which will be true if it's in the left column or the right column. Sorry, this is tiles across. This should be tiles down. So do that. And then we set it to if it's top or bottom, or if it's left or right. So if it's in top row, bottom row, left column, right column, should be set to true. Otherwise it's set to false. Yep, cool. Alright. So let's just set it off. Set up claim grid. Alright, we start with big pits. We'll have a flag out here. Well, not flag. Actually, we might make it so if a pit gets, like, if they try to put a pit down in a spot where it doesn't belong for right now, it's gonna just, get rid of it. It's not gonna put it down. Damn. This is, well, the purpose of that is me, like, this probably won't be an issue, but it's me being concerned that, if there isn't enough space to put all the pits I want to put in, and it keeps trying to put a pit down until it finds a good spot, then we'll just be stuck in an infinite loop here and just crash the game. So let's not do that. Random number? Random... Random range, 1, 2... Dots across, -2. Actually, -3, yeah? -1's taken, and I want to be 2 away from that if we're doing the 2 wide one. Alright, so that gives us a X. Actually, we'll stay consistent, call it col. Row. That equals the same thing for tiles down. That gives us a random spot to spawn the pit. Just for testing, I might just spawn a bunch of big pits and then not do anything else for a bit. I'll just do that for now. So I got a random spot. Now, check if it's claimed. Check for claim. Alright, claimed. Equals. We're gonna have, actually, like, we're gonna just extend this over a couple lines. Claimed equals, if the tile we're on is claimed. I think we can just go grid hashtag. Is it row column or column row? It was on the thing we're looking at. X pos, Y pos. Alright, so column row. Column row. Alright, so we get the position we picked, get to one to the right of the position, one below the position, then one to the right and one down. And if not claimed, then place a tile. Oh, I need another grid. I need another grid. Sup, tile grid. Oh. Hang on, we can... Oh, we can make do with this pit. We can make do with this pit. With this grid, sorry. Because I didn't define a type for this grid, so I don't have to have it be booleans. So I can make it so... I can make it so edges are 0. Actually, I might set it to -1 just so it's obvious. And unclaimed to 1. Oh, sorry, unclaimed to... Let's go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's our normal tile, so we'll set it to 10. Alright, so in our big grid, if it's -1, it means it's touching the edge. If it's 10, it means it's a plain tile right now. And we'll change it to whatever tile picture it should be. Otherwise. I've gotten fucking awful at eating spaghetti since I started streaming, Jesus Christ. Used to be good, trust me. Alright, if... so instead of doing these OR, we want this to be... If that is not equal to 10, or that is not equal to 10, or that is not equal to 10, or this is not equal to 10. If not claimed, then can yank this. Sorry, I should use DS grid set probably. Set grid spot, whole row to the top left, which is 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright, then same deal. Gonna have 4 of these. One on the right is 4. One below is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. 8. And 1 each way is 9. Yeah, that's cool. So that should work. Now I've got to actually build the tile sheet. I think first step is I need to make a new layer. Make a tile sheet layer. It's gonna be... Oh, it's a background layer. Is that just a picture though? I'll put tiles below instances. Instances should be above the floor tiles. Floor tiles. Okay. I remember how to do this. I'm going to open up the Mining Arcade project again. It's helpful to have a reference. How did I assign things in the end? Tile map set, floor map ID, floor grid. Okay, yes, I see. So we just go, we get the tile map, which I assume is assigned somewhere. I'll go look for it, but I think that's the ID, yes, of the layer. So I'll copy that. I'll throw that here, then I'll copy that lot, and then I'll bring that over. Demo derby. Alright, just throw it at the end of here. This method is getting big and gross. We don't need UFN. Floor tiles. Do I need this floor map ID? Wouldn't be a terrible idea to keep this. Okay, alright, get tile layer. Assign values to tile set. Alright, we go through. Got height and width here. Oh my god, so much garbage going on in here. Do this and then just replace all places I use that. So that's height as well. Cool, and then we set that ID, get our grid. Don't need to add anything. Sorry, we'll check if this is -1. And ds set grid set grid combo. I'm just gonna set it back to a normal background tile. Then we can do this. Is that just gonna work? Damn. A lot of index out of bounds exceptions. Oh, whoopsie. Not so before reading it. What the hell? What do you mean -4 million? Well, that's good. That's great. If I used the old this thing somewhere that's oh we didn't though, because we changed it to a floor tiles thing. So I should have replaced all of that. Doesn't make sense to me why I'd get that number. Because checking was equal to 1, so it was 100% down here at line 109. Yeah. How would column row get set to that? It'd have to be width or height is less than 0, which doesn't make sense. It gives us the size here. It's 40 by 24. XY. Seems right. Oh, row and column are the wrong way around. Hang on. Hello? Still an error. Very strange. Yeah, we'll think while we eat. Very weird issue. Because we got height and width printed out earlier. It's 40 by 24. It started at 0. Get added 1 every time. It's hard to see how they would get above or below. Or like, sorry, like above or well below. Like, in what? Column got to like 100,000. Like that's well more than what 40. Which means it's not less than width anymore, so it should leave. I'm confused as to where on earth the column and row are getting those values. Alright, hang on. We'll just do a show debug message. Let's go like just printing out everything. Should be a semicolon after that. Both 0, what? What? That's saying they're both 0. That's the first iteration and they're both set to 0. What? Where on earth are you getting these? That's crazy. um, Probably the way I'm accessing the grid, maybe. Mm. Hmm. That's very strange. I straight up reference it the same way up here. Oh, I think I put that underscore the wrong way around. Oh dear. Yup. Don't have any pictures, but it didn't crash this time, so I guess that's an improvement. Also, do my corners just not have collision? Did I not add that? Well, it looks like there is. What? Just not there, apparently. But I slipped through, like, as soon as I started this sesh. Well, it's working-ish now, but it's not drawing itself. Why is it not drawing itself? I actually don't see a reason why it wouldn't be. This might require a dip into the arcade project again. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, what's the problem here? Offset depth. Hmm. Did I not add the tile set to the layer, maybe? Let's see. So, I mean, that'll do it. Room. Floor tiles. No tile set. Alright, there you go. So add the tile set. Yes. Cool. Are we happy now? Yes. Alright. Gonna work now. Ooh. Hey, that looks cool. So much nicer than a black screen. Like, it is, of course it's repetitive, but I reckon that looks a lot nicer. Got some pits about. Pits seem to be generating correctly. That looked like I just phased through that bottom wall. The collision just doesn't get the humps, that's fine. Woohoo! We're on actual, like, dirt and shit now. Doing stuff on the mine. Aw. Woohoo! Yeah, got him. Oh, awesome. Alright, I'll count that as, where is it? 100% head down the to-do list to make the background, making the map. Ding! It's first ticket today. Took quite a while, but we got there. Yeah, I need to I need to stop adding things and stop finishing things. Oh god. Look, we're getting there, we're getting there. Like, the product's getting better, it's just like, it's so much to do. I reckon I just need I reckon I need to modify how I'm doing this. I reckon the to-do list isn't, like, the frickin' everything we're doing. I reckon the to-do list needs to be like, what I'm doing now, or steps to complete one of these major goals. So, like, make the sprites, import it as a sprite sheet, generate the background, you know, draw it in the room, rather than make the tile sheet, add more colors. Because those stuff's big steps. I could have more ticking for my mental health. Live for those bedings. But alright, so we finished that. Happy to see 26 completed down there, that's pretty good. Also, while we're at it, we do probably need to make the pit hazards work. I mean, or do we? I like it when I'm feeling like doing. Also, if at any point someone wants me to work on something else, just send a message in the chat and I'll do something. Like, you got my fat to-do list over here. If you see something that you'd like to see me make, like, you can poke at it. No, I may as well make pits work now. May as well make pits work now. But we'll try this. We'll add a bunch of mini tasks at the top for our specific task right now. So to make pits, make pit objects a bit easy. Make pit object with physics hitbox. What? Hide and disable car on pit contact. Yep. Move car to safe position with bottom damage. Yep, cool. Also add iframe flashing, because I just want that. Like, just so it's like it might blink in and out. Considering no visible exists now, I can just use that. Alright, so first step, make pit object with a hitbox. It's actually a bigger step than I thought. Create pit objects on pit tiles. Don't have that. Alright. So first of all, we need to create a pit object over every pit tile. So, I think first step, so we need to make a pit hazard. OBJ pit. It's going to have a parent, which is going to be hazard probably. Hazard? What's hazard give us again? This is a create event, gives you power. Gonna have our own create event. We're gonna have call that one. We're gonna set our power to 1. So the power is supposed to be like how much damage it does when it hits you. So you want it to 1 damage. Alright, so that exists, but we gotta spawn it in. So, back to our level script. Super long level script. We'll do it in here. If this, put it in the brackets please. If the grid is not equal to 10, then for now I can assume it's a pit. Later I can change this if I want to have other funky tiles. But right now, that tells us if it's a pit or not. And we gotta do something similar up here. Actually, we don't need fixtures or anything. All we need is it in a position. So, still copy some stuff from here. Can copy that line. So we want to create an instance. We're gonna put it at column times 32 plus 16, I'm actually going to put it right in the middle of the tile. Put it at row times 32 plus 16. On the instances layer, it's going to be obj. Sorry, it should be called hazard pit. Rename hazard. I've been calling it this way. I've been going like obj hazards the parent class, and I put hazard in all the other ones just so they're all grouped together. So I go, these are my hazards. Yep. Obj wall doesn't inherit hazard, so it's technically not a hazard, but kind of is. Yep, cool. Alright, so that should generate them all. I was gonna say I can't tell because they don't have a sprite, but let's just give them a sprite quickly. What could we make them? We'll make them all speed pads. See if the things are covered in speed pads. Yes, they are. Good, good, good. Alright, so they're all spawning in the right spot, which is good. They're not real speed pads. They won't boost us, but just shows us they're in the right place. So create pit objects on pit tiles. Dunzo. Set that to no sprite again. Oh, man, I'm glad that worked. First try. Alright, make pit object with hitbox. Hitbox maybe doesn't apply as well. I think I was thinking of making it a physics object when I wrote that. But what I really want, so stuff like mines, they have an end step. So after everything's done moving, we grab this stuff. So they look for a car in the circle that matches the mine. So I'm going to yoink that. Throw it in here. Unlike a mine, I don't want it to explode, so alright, so similar to a mine hitbox, I'm sure that's fine. Actually, maybe a bit smaller than a mine hitbox. Alright, if we actually do collide with a car, then... Well, actually, that's the hitbox done, so we'll take that. Need to hide and disable the car. So... I'll remove that. Actually, I'll need that for later, so I might just put down here in a comment. So, hide car. So, I want to make the car invisible. I want to make it not controllable. And I want to stop it moving right now. Or, I kind of want to disable collision on it, but... Maybe I could just set their position somewhere like crazy off screen, maybe. Because what I don't want is that an invisible car that just ran into a pit just like knocking shit about when it's not supposed to. When it's supposed to be in the bottom of a pit. So I have some options. I can send the car off to some position like in minus a million or something that no one will ever find it. Or I could find a way to turn off collision. Or I could just find a way to try and sneak it in the pit, like in a position where I won't touch anything but not moving. I think sending it as far away as possible is the easiest way and a pretty safe way. Like, I don't think there's an issue with that. In which case we... Oh, no, there is an issue with that. So the camera follows the player. It's like, I'll send him off to God knows where, because then the camera will follow him. So... need to think of something different. I need to disable collision, that's pretty much what I have to do. I have to disable collision and I have to snap it to the pit that they fell in. So then the camera will just focus on the pit and the car will not be visible. That also makes it easier then if I want to do my pit animation. My dude's already there, I can just make him visible again and then make his sprite shrink or something. Alright. Some Googling time. Disable collision game maker. Physics. No. What? No, that doesn't work on a physics object. So take over the collision checking from the dead instance to the other instances. This means that enter the instances code and check for its own object index. None of this stuff is helping. With physics, objects work very differently to like normalized objects. Hmm. I'd only recommend it. I could just turn physics off, they're right. Would require you to make sure the instances will not be in collision when the variable is set, or the fixture is bound to ensure you do not check that the player is a certain distance from the platform. They use one of the traditional collision checking functions such as place meeting. Yeah, that's likely what I'm gonna have to do. Turn off physics for the object and then turn it back on after I respawn it. Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so, colliding car dot visible is false. Dot sorry. Movable equals false. Dot v active equals false. Hopefully that also means whatever momentum was with them before now goes away. Because I don't want them to keep moving after they fall in the pit. Isn't necessary now, but we'll do this as well. That just locks it to the center of the pit. We'll see how that works. Well, they're gone. Beautiful. Alright. Awesome. We've fallen in the pit. Okay, hide and disable car on pit contact. Donezo. Alright, colliding car dot image angle I'm also going to change. I want it to be pointing straight in a direction. I don't want it to spawn it like sideways or something. But now, add timer for pit stay. Something I forgot to add to the to-do. Because I want it to wait like, you know, like 2 seconds maybe, and then put you on the side. Yeah, right, so we've hidden it, we've put it on the pit, yeah, face straight up. Now we gotta make it wait there for about 2 seconds, and then put it somewhere that's not in another pit. It would be nice if I could work out what direction they came from. I might actually be able to. Can I get the... hang on. Create event. I want to go... Gonna save. Oh, I don't need to save this speed. We're just gonna give return direction. Do I have something like this saved? No, that's alright. Set as 0 for the moment. Might make some macros later, so I have like a northeast, southwest. Well, I can type the words and they mean a number. Just makes more sense. So return direction is just going to be like, where am I putting back? And I can base that off the direction they were moving, because if you hit the pit from the bottom, and going from the bottom is probably alright. Having said that, no, I can't do that. Actually, very annoyed I can't do that, but like if I'm speeding really fast alongside a pit and I just clip it, I'm still gonna fall in. If I'm going really fast that way, it looks like I approach it from the bottom, and then I'll put it below, and that wouldn't work. Tricky. Actually, wait, no, never mind, it's not that hard. Because I've got... Oh, but I don't... If I know the type of pit sprite that I am, like, it's clear which ways I can put it. Like, if it's a bottom corner one, I can put them to the right or below. But I haven't set that. But I could set that. So what I need to do, I need to go back into level where I make this stuff. I'm gonna go inst equals that. Inst dot type equals we'll go we'll just go set to that, yeah. Then we get our type of sprite. Where is my pit? There. Just have type. And then that type will tell us when we can put things. We can get rid of that for now. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'll be right back. But once I get back, we're gonna set a timer. And after that time is done, we're gonna respawn the car with iframes in the right direction. Alrighty. Alright, setting a timer. How do I do that? Event on delay game maker. Trying to make it so that when you click, it will show a different cursor sprite for 0.25 seconds. I currently need some way to add a delay to this. Here's my code so far. Cursor sprite cursor. Click change cursor. This button left, cursor 2. Want to add the delay here. You could use the built-in alarms for this, but I don't like these much when it comes to nested with parent objects. So for alarms, this is the way you could do it. Timer max, create two variables, timer counts down, timer max resets its time. Step event, timer is greater than 0, decrease in seconds. Yeah. Not sure if this is accurate. It's useful as far as it goes, but I think you mixed up starting values for timer timers. No, you did it right. What are you talking about? What? Alright, this guy's a little silly, but this will work. I want to look at this alarms thing though. Checks a variable, and then if it's true, checks for a key press. If that's true, it finally sets the variable to true. Like it's set as false. Sets an alarm where it will be set to true again and creates an instance. What? Command speed loop. One-dimensional array is used to get the current value of any alarms that the instance may have, or it can be used to set those alarms. There are 12 alarms built into each instance of an object, and each one has its own event that will run when the variable reaches 0. Alarms are counted down at the start of each step, after the begin step, before the main step event, and before anything is rendered for the frame. This means if you set an alarm to 1 in the begin step event, this event will run in that same frame as the alarm counted down to 0 after the begin step is finished, but if you set an alarm to 1 in step event, it will run in the next frame. Should be noted that the alarm is not finished when it reaches 0, or the event has been triggered. The next step will go down to -1, so if you stop an alarm for any reason, you should set its array value to -1, not 0. Alarm times are calculated in game steps, with a value of 30 being 30 steps, 60 being 60 steps, etc. Set an alarm directly and retrieve the current alarm value directly by using the array 2. Under some circumstances, this is not the most appropriate method, so you can use the function alarm set to set an alarm, and the function alarm get to get the value of alarm. Game get speed, FPS. The above code checks a variable, then if it's true, checks for a key press. If that is true, sets can shoot to false. Oh, so this is someone going pew pew pew. So they've pewed, so they can't pew anymore. Set alarm 0 to that. And creates an instance. How long does that go for though? Alright, let's... So... Ooh... This is a time where I have to consider how many cars there could be in one round. So the thing is about Game Maker alarms, so there are 12. Well, honestly, alarms might be a terrible option for this, because thing is, if my car falls into the pit, do an animation, shoo, disappeared, wait for 2 seconds, put it back on, I'm setting this alarm to 2 seconds, then the alarm ticks down every frame, and then when it gets to 0, it goes, alright, respawn the car. But, if I fall into a pit, things counting, they go 1 second, and then another car falls in, then, and we're using the same alarm, it resets it to 2, and then we have to go again, and I'll stay in there longer. Which, look, isn't that big of a deal, like... No, that really isn't that big of a deal. But it means we both spawn back at the same time, which potentially isn't good. Actually, it's probably really not good. Kinda need a queue. I don't have a queue. I don't have a queue full of objects. There's objects. Well, might not be objects. It's just some sort of like array or some sort of data type that saves which car and when it fell in. That way I can check. I just have to check from the top of the queue because that would have been the earliest guy. And just go like, alright, they're done, pull it off the queue, put him back on. Next frame, alright, they're done. Next frame, alright, they're done. Next frame, alright, they're done. Does make it pretty awkward if multiple people fall in at the same time though. Like you could 100% get like at least 8 people fall in the pit at the same time, I reckon. It'd be hard. You could do it. We need a... believe we can do this. Okay. List game maker. lists. Raise. Do do do. I want to know if I can add to the end of it or not. I'm gonna assume I can. I'm not sure if I can, but alright, we're gonna be doing that. So we're gonna go Q size. Should I need two-dimensional list A? Or can I do this? Can I do this? Might be able to do this. That ends the current time. And then this, add one to that. I'll just look up QGameMaker in case there is actual built-in like type. There's a video. You can watch a video.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Coding Fundamentals in GML tutorial. My name is Sam Spade, and in this tutorial we'll be talking about queues. As with all of our data structure videos, I want to remind you that a data structure is a collection of values, the relationships among those values, and how you interact with those values. I also want to remind you to watch the introductions, part 1 and part 2, for things that are true for all data structures in GameMaker Studio 2. So a queue is a first in, first out data structure. What this means is that the first data into the data structure is the first data that comes out of the data structure. You can think of this much like a line or a queue in real life, where people line up and the first people on the line are the first people to get out of the line. With a queue, there are a couple key terms to understand. We have the queue itself, we have the head and the tail, and then we have the commands enqueue, which means add to the queue, and queue always gets added to the end or the tail, and dequeue, which will remove from the head of the queue. So we have head and tail, and then dequeue, which removes, and enqueue, which adds. Or again, we're adding to the end and removing from the front. And that's really all you can do with queues. You can add things to them, and they'll always be added to the tail, or you can remove things from them, and they'll always be removed from the head. You can also get the size of the queue or see if it's empty. You can clear it, and you can read the head and tail values without actually removing either of them. As you might expect, queues are great for when you need things to go into a queue or a line, such as a message queue or event queue. And they're also used for various algorithms, such as breadth first search. So let's jump over to GameMaker Studio 2 and walk through these functions. So we have our breakpoint as always. We're going to use dsqcreate to create the data structure.
Alright. Equals dsq create. Made a queue. Don't need this queue size anymore since there's actually a queue. we need to go q dot, that's, sorry, probably dsdq. Look at the V again. Hang on. Was dsq dq, or sorry, inq adds. Where am I looking? Equals ds inq id. Why do we need an ID?
Now we're going to use the sqnq, which means add to the data structure. We're going to tell GameMaker Studio 2 to look at this as a queue. So here we go. So we've added 1, 2, and 3. And notice how 1, 2, and 3 were added, and 1 is still the first position. And every time we add, we're going to add to the end or the tail of the queue. So we're going to add 4 now. 4 goes down there. We're going to add 5. 5 goes down there. And now we're gonna.
You gotta put the queue in and then put what you want in the queue after. That makes sense. Queue, and then we want to put the car and the current time. So we need to look at that other thing we had. Don't need that tab. Don't need that tab, I believe. Is it this one? Oh, they did like that. Okay. Get current time GameMaker. Milliseconds, perfect. Alright. Current time we use. So we put the colliding car and the time that the car fell in. Yep. And down here, where if dsq head, this timer. Sorry, so if the current time minus this is greater than full delay, which I'll add as a variable now. So 2000 is 2 seconds in milliseconds. So if the current time minus the current time minus the time that they fell in, so the time that's passed since when they fell in to now is greater than how long they should be down there, then we gotta respawn them. So we'll damage them. And depending on what the type is, they're gonna put them back in a different spot. Just make it default for now. Did these things. Let's say 2 and set all these things to true. See how that works. Oh. sorry, if dsq empty, if and not empty, and this. And it should just stop checking after it sees it's empty. Oh dear. Oh, what's going on here? Unable to find instance for object instance -4. Oh, sorry. This shouldn't be colliding car. Leaving car equals dsq dq q 0. That should remove the car from the top of the list, and we should get it, so we can play with it. What? I want to find instance for object index that. What? It's Gmail script damage car face line 5 car.health face minus equals damage. Find instance for object index. Huh. What? Interesting. Whoa, what was going on? What's he spinning for? What? It's trying. And that's so weird, what? There's some funky ass shit going on there. Ah! Hang on, I wonder if it collides me with it like every time. Like, you know, I'm in there. So it might add like a new element to the queue for like every fucking frame you're in there. That's why you're teleporting all over the fucking place and that.
Go through the queue, and we're going to look at the head and tail, and then we're going to dequeue or remove the value from the head. So I'm just going to initialize these variables. We're going to repeat for the size of the queue, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, we're going to look at the head and tail values with dsq head and dsq tail. So we can see 1 and 5, 1 and 5, the head and the tail. And then we're going to dequeue. And with dequeue, that removes that value from the data structure.
Yeah, I don't think I get the memo. Bloop. Alright. Add timer for pit stay. I'm gonna take that off, it needs a bit of debugging, but it does exist. Be alright, so for Q, I don't think there's a good way to go through and search it and check if that colliding car exists. Which isn't fantastic. But here's where I could look for turning off non-physics collision. Which I did see somewhere, I'm not sure if I still have it open. Off collision game maker. Do one of the following. Deactivate every active instance of the object type you want to turn off collisions for. Perform the collisions event and reactivate them afterwards. What? Change the mask to an empty sprite and reset it afterwards. All this stuff's a little complicated. I could... I could have a cars inside Rodel. DS list. And then we do here we go DS list add climbing card. And list find index cars inside. Let's look up this. Bloop bloop bloopity boop. -1 will be returned if it doesn't exist. Okay. Alright, so I want to check if we already have the car inside. So we're gonna store all the cars that are inside. And if you collide again with the same car, then don't add it to the queue again. Well, let's see if this crashes it now. It shouldn't. That seemed to work. Interesting. All my momentum and stuff was still there. Which I don't appreciate. Um, stop all motion game maker physics. Physics object. What's the best way to stop the object movement completely in the physics world? When you say stop, do you mean no longer affect or simply in a stock position? Oh, this should work. um, just doing all that crap to it. But, okay. I don't know what happened there. Why was my image not the right way? Also, this should be earlier. It looks just goofy as hell when it does it later. What? Step event 2, unable to find any instance of that. And 2, line 24, leaving card at x equals self.x minus 32. We'll go if my car dot health face bottom is greater than 0, then do the rest of this. Cool. Should help with that. I should impact you too. It's weird, it glitches me right back. Maybe these need to come first. Okay, add that back in. It's confusing. Um. Well, it seemed to be working fine before I added that up there, so maybe I'll add it down here. For leaving car. I mean, like, it looks like I'm not moving anywhere when I get back there, but my car's look still looks wrong. And where my my camera's focused is wrong too. Hmm. Why was it working before but not now? Is there an order of operations here? It seems to bring it over there for like one frame, and then shoves me back out. Why though? Like it does a like, what is it doing? It's not visible, it's not movable. How do we keep this true? Just to see what's happening. See, it's literally just staying where they are. Mm. Hmm. I've just about run out of time for tonight, so I might have to leave this off soon. How about we just do a quick show? Debug message. Do a little silly face. I'll just tell me how many times this is called. Watching the thing. One time. That's good. One time is good. It's a good sign. One time. Wasn't called in the explosion. So, it's right, this is getting cold once. And this must be only getting cold once. Hmm. What is moving this one frame after I put it somewhere? Does the image angle ever change? Not sure. How do I do this? Like, see, it's flashing for one frame where it's supposed to be. But then it just buggers off and goes somewhere else. It was working fine before. I don't understand what's changed. Snapping there for one frame, but then it's pissing off. Why? Why? Is the cleanup the issue? Surely it's not. Still listening to the queue. It's just these commands aren't going through. Also, it's probably working fine before because it probably just snaps back there for one frame. But then, what is it? It kept repeating it, so it just kept slapping them back in. Just like making sure they're there. Although that shouldn't even look good if, it should still look like there's a... What, was there a jitter? Was there a jitter? Let's try a begin step event here. Step, begin step. And we're going to go for iter equals 0, iter is less than array length cars inside. Don't get sucked back in. I need to finish this thing. I need to make it I need to finish this thing. Why is this red? List length size. Oh no, I'm so close. I'm so close. TS list get value iter dot x equals 0. What? Oh, sorry. This goes here first. Y equals, sorry, self dot y. Oh dear. Alright, yeah, it is getting late. Do probably need to log off. I think it's just you and me, Pamels, here at this point anyway. I'll save this and end stream. Thank you everyone that came and hung out today. We did get some stuff done. The game's looking... Oh, this is gonna crash instantly, but like... Yeah, we got this nice looking floor. If we'll just... That can go over there. We got all this nice floor. We got some pits coming out. It just looks so much nicer than the friggin' black screen behind it. It actually looks like, you know, a fun area now. It doesn't look like fucking, what, driving in space. Well, driving in space is cool, but it just looked unfinished. It just looks shit. Obviously, this is fucking repeating the same tile over and over again. Like, it still doesn't look good. It looks so much better than it did before. No, I'm very happy with this right now. I think we made some good progress today. Yes. Thank you, Pamels. Oh yes, thanks everyone that watched today. Do appreciate everyone that stands in here. You're very nice. It's also nice to see you Cinecron, first time chatter. Thanks for joining. I'll be back next week, so hope to see some of you guys there. I'll be uploading all of these to YouTube in a little bit, all the VODs. But thank you everyone that hung out with me live. Alright, see you all next week. Goodbye.